Welcome back to this episode, everyone. In this one, we are going to be installing the switches and the power supply and everything like that to power the ship and finishing off the name decaling. Welcome back, everyone, and a continuation of the build here. I got the decals on here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the switches first before applying the decaling on here. Is just in case, if I bump the top of the model somewhere, the decal isn't going to get slid off or anything like that. So I still haven't put this on yet. I want this to stay off for as long as I can, just in case I have to get inside there. I'm kind of hoping I don't have to glue that, just in case something goes wrong. We can get inside. All I do is just cap it on there, but I'm not too sure how I can do that. Well, I'll find out. So let's see, switches here. I think I'm going to be putting them inside here and here. For like the warp engines and the torpedo launchers and I don't know. Well, we'll find out. Alright, I sealed everything in with a clear coat, and then after this is dried, dull coat it, and that'll be ready for the final decaling. Okay, so now I got dull coat on there. Looks good. So now, the customer does want the switches inside these indents in the base. So, I'm going to put the torpedo ones here. Main power. And on the back here, I'll have the switch that I ordered will go in here. Actually, I don't know if it's going to fit there. It's a round switch, and it's a little bit bigger than that hole. So, probably the torpedoes, main. Maybe I'll put the switch here or off to the side. I don't know yet. Until I get it here, I'm not really sure where I'm going to put it. So I'll put all the switches on this side of the stand. So I'm probably just going to use the plunger switches that came with the torpedo light kit. I don't think I can change it out. But anyway, so I'm going to use these two spots here. Probably have the rocker switch for the warp grills over here, and then main power. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, so looks like that might fit in there fine. But one thing I need to do is I'm going to pull all these wires. Careful, careful, careful. I gotta find out which one of these wires goes to which side of the torpedo launcher. Get them all figured out and labeled. Okay, got them all labeled now. Red port, white port, and then red and white starboard over here. Just gotta make sure that they're all separated. Okay, so I got the port and starboard torpedoes lights. I just got to connect them to the circuit board. Get the hole drilled for the plunger. and it's ready to go. All right, here's what I done. I got 2 torpedo circuit boards here. One side is starboard, this side is the port side. Now, I couldn't figure out the proper wiring. The instructions that came with it just weren't clear enough, and I just couldn't get it to work. So I had an extra one here, so I connected that. So now my client has the option of firing the port side or the right side, or firing the right side then the port side. So he has the option to fire them both whenever he wants, either way. Now, if anybody knows how to properly wire these up so they get it both sides working appropriately, please let me know for any future up builds, because I know when I talked to Ralph, the guy who made these circuits, he said I wired it properly, but I still couldn't get it to work right. So now these are for each side of the torpedo bay. I just got to install them in here into the bottom here somewhere. I don't want to glue them or anything like that, just in case they need to be taken out. So I'm going to make like a little compartment or something like that, put them inside, each separate, and then I'm going to have probably the battery pack over here. So I'm going to make like a little compartment for the 9-volt battery that'll power up the ship, and put it right here. So I got to drill a hole here for the power line to run to the battery pack. So now I just got to wire a switch to the warp grills here. Those switches actually are on the way, but I can do a temporary switch for now. So I'm going to drill a hole here, and for the 9-volt battery pack to go here. I'm not going to cover this all in, because just in case something happens, you don't want to have to rip the bottom off. Plus, you want to be able to replace the 9-volt battery when that one dies. Okay, so there we go. I got that in place. So I guess what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to glue this so this doesn't move. And then probably have like the battery over here somewhere, just in here. I'm just going to make like a little pouch or something to put the battery in. And then, yeah. There we go. Now keep in mind, this is the bottom, so it'll be sitting on that, and it's not going to fall out. It's a little bit snug to put in there, so what I'll do is I'm just going to cut this down, this wall here down just a little bit, so it's a little easier to put the battery in. And then this thing just plugs in there. I already did a light test, and boy, does this ship look good. Alright, there we go. Just gotta let the paint dry. It's all glued in place. It is not going anywhere. Looks nice. It's a perfect fit for the battery, and the battery does not move. It's easy to replace. Now just gotta work on placing these plunger switches where I need them to go. Alright. I got them screwed in on either side there. I got them tied in together for the main power lines, and I just got to tie them in here into the main power. Now, there's a bit of an issue here for the switches. Those little indents, they got these center bars exactly where the indents are, so I really can't have the switches there. So, I'll have to find another spot. Now, I have to confer with my client if he wants the landing bay lights directly connected here, or if he wants them to be on a separate switch so he can turn the landing bay lights on or off. Same with the warp grills. So we'll find out what he wants me to do with that. But other than that, this is starting to come together real nice. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the main power here. Torpedo port, starboard, landing bay lights, and the last one here would be the warp engine grills. all along the side here. There we go. That actually looks pretty good. Not bad. So the silver here, I'll just paint that matte black on there and there. I'm going to leave the switches red. So I'm just going to get these here wired up right now. I have to wait till the other switches come in for the last two here. But yeah, it's looking real good. Alright, let's do a quick latest. Fix that. That's good. That's good. Okay, bit of an issue there. I think one of the wires for this circuit board here, for the red, popped off. I just got to resolder it. It's good. It's coming along. It's looking really good. I'm actually quite satisfied with this. It's not bad. I'll have like little labels on here saying which is for what. Okay, I was right. A black wire on the top here just popped off the pole there, so I put that back on and soldered it. You can see the lights are on. And I got them hooked directly into the power, bypassing the switch so they're on constantly. So even though the lights aren't on, you can still fire the torpedoes. Let's do a test here. Let's do the port. And the other side. That's good. Okay, you got to keep in mind though, these are on constantly because they're bypassing the switch. So if you don't want them on, you have to unplug the battery underneath. Another reason why I did not put a bottom on this. It's 47 ohm resistor going directly to the white lights. Looks good. Looks good. Everything looks fine now. Just got to wait for those other switches to come in. Put one there and one there. Finish up the wiring, and then this ship is finished. Well, other than the final deckling. Now I got the switches. I already got one installed there. Looks pretty good. Not bad. Now you see it's got 3 terminals. So we got this one here that's copper colored. That's the negative, and we got the 2 positive lines there, and that just because that's the only way you're going to get the little light to light up. So once I get the second one here, I already got the hole pre-drilled. I just got to widen it out, and then get that second one, wire those up, and this ship is fully wired up. Now there's a little notch on the side here, so I got to make a notch in the hole for this to go into. Just a little bit wider. Okay, there we go. Not bad. Now, originally I said I was going to put the switches there and there, but I can't because right in this area here is one of the circuit boards, and this is a little bit too big to fit there. So I had to move this light over. So this is going to be for the landing bay lights, and that there is for the warp grill lights. So I'm going to get those two hooked up to the lighting. Then I can install the navigational deflector. Then this thing is officially assembled, and then I can finish off the deckling. There we go, all wired up. Light turns on. Warp grill's on. Looks good. Now for the landing bay lights. Okay, so one thing I discovered about these switches is when this is on, the landing bay lights will not activate. Well, you see, these switches are meant for a 12-volt power supply, and I'm running everything off of a 9-volt, so it's not going to make them both work at the same time. It kind of makes sense, though. When you're at warp, obviously the landing bay lights are not going to work because the shuttle bay doors are closed, and you really can't land a shuttle at warp. So, yeah. Okay, one last test before I attach the navigational deflector. Main power. Yeah. Very, very good, very good. Very good, very good. Like that. Looks good. Very nice. And then firing the torpedo. Firing this port torpedo. Good. And now they're going to go to warp. Well, that drained the power. And we're not at warp anymore, so activate the light there. That didn't drain any power from the lights. Well, warp engines, you know, they take a lot of power. It still works out all fine. Very nice. Yeah. Okay, let's get that navigational deflector attached. Okay, everyone. Well, we are very, very close to getting it all finished up now. I got a couple of ceramic resistors here. Let's see, two of them are, these are 21 ohm, 22 ohm resistors. They heat up quite a bit because this is a brand spanking new 9-volt battery. And this is its own, the ship's own dedicated power source. This one here is a dedicated power source for the landing lights because they wouldn't turn on when the warp grill light was on. So now they're on their own power source. This is a slightly weaker battery. This in here is a full-fledged, fully charged up battery with its power source going here to the torpedo launcher. So the torpedo and the landing bay have their own dedicated power sources. And this in here in the center runs the ship. So we got the switch here is for the warp grill. This one here is for the landing lights. And of course the switch right here is for the torpedoes. This is a redundant switch. I gotta take that out and just fill in the hole. But other than that, this thing is completely wired now and ready to go. Let's just do a quick test light and see what it's look like. Alright, here we go. So turning on the main power. Looks good. Collector lights up nice. Let's take the torpedo here. Hang on. Well, the other light is on. That works. And we got landing bay lights. And then we got the warp grill lights. There you go. Looks good. Alright, and we are finally on the very last step here. Got everything here, where to put all the rest of the deckling. So let's see, where am I going to start? I'm going to start with the warp engines, get the names here. So my customer wants the original Refit 1701. So those are the ones I'm going to be using right there. Now I'm using pretty hot water, just a dab of soft soap. So I'm going to try and get the exact location where it's supposed to go. Lightly dampen the area. This, so I can do both sides and line it up properly. So it's coming along, looking good. Got the decals on these areas here. Come on, baby, focus. Right where I want you, not back there. Right here. It's coming along. Looks pretty nice, very nice. So you can see I got a lot of these other smaller little decals. Most of those will be going on these little indentations or extrusions along the warp engines and stuff. So Awful lot there, to small detailing to do on there, even on these sections in here along the front of the engines. One thing I didn't know was the Enterprise, or what I didn't realize is the Enterprise actually had its name there along the torpedo bay. It's similar to the Enterprise D, so you can see a lot of similarities between the D and the Refit here. Is that they took a lot of inspiration from the Refit and put it into the D. An awful lot, actually. Now, along the seam here, the connection seam with the deflector and the main housing, I puttied it all in here. I did not glue it. Now, just in case there are some wiring issues, all you have to do is cut through the putty and pop off the nose. But it's solidly in there. It's not coming off. Not forcibly. But looks pretty good. Not bad at all. She's all but done now. Just going to finish off with the last decals here. Put on the primary hull here. Let's get that done, and then she is finished. Well, other than the decals drying and getting a dull coat. Well, first clear coat, seal everything in, then dull coat it, and then it is finished. Just going to put the decals here on this back. There we go. Baby is done. Yeah, a little bit of adjusting here on there, but other than that, this ship is all but complete. Just got to finish off sealing everything in with the clear coats. I got to wait 24 hours so before I do any of that, just so the decals have a proper time to dry, and voila. Well, everyone, that's it for this build. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I went through a bit of a learning process myself. So please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to share, and click that notification bell for any future uploads. If you have any questions or you want me to do some commission work for you, contact me at epyc.models@gmail.com. I will see you all again later on the next build. Bye-bye, everyone.